Okay, with me for as I tell you. Okay, Spirit Airlines, you have to if you want a lower rate without the foreign fees and stuff like that to be knocked off, you have to walk into the airport and purchase your ticket at the counter. If not, you pay all the fees and stuff like that. It doesn't have anything to do with the trip itself, but all the other fees, that travel fees, flight fees and stuff like that. Okay, so that's how we was able to get $80.38 round trip ticket to Puerto Rico round trip from the 11th through the 14th. Okay, what was the requirements? The airlines will let you know that you do have to have certain requirements, and they'll tell you to find out through this wherever country or state you're going to. Okay, San Puerto Rico, period, they have their own guidelines, and this they want you to fill out a travelsafe.gov. It's their website, and it gives you all the wealth of information, what you need to do, and what to expect in San Juan, Puerto Rico. Once you go to their website, you're going to register. It's going to ask you for your email or your telephone number, and then it's going to ask about your basic information, your name, everything, your date of birth, uh, what airlines, what flight, do you have COVID, have you had COVID, all that on there. Have you had to, it's going to be a section where you click the box. It'll ask you to upload um, your appointment schedule, saying that you did book your appointment 72 hours prior to booking the flight. And before going there. And then, because that's the agreement, you have to have tested 72 hours. If you have had to have the COVID shot, you have to upload your shot record if you had the shot. And then for the ones that have not had the COVID shot, then it asks you to, after you get your test result, or even on that page, before you even get your test results, it asks you, did they give you your test result? Because some tests are rapid. Some, and the type of test is PCR, molecular test, either or. PCR is the go-to for travel. And it does not go in the back of your nose. If you just want to know, you just wipe on one side for so many seconds, and over here on so many seconds, and put it in the tube, break it off, tighten it up, seal it, and give it back to the person that you did. We went to Curative, Curative, and they did ours. CVS does them. Other clinics does them throughout Texas. The other thing, once it was asking me these questions, and at first I said no, I hadn't had the results, and it tells me this: if I have, I can get on that flight and go, but if I have not got the test back once I arrive in Puerto Rico, then there's another protocol that you got to go through. That's where we got held up waiting for people to move out the way, because, or a line, because they were separating the ones that had the test from those that didn't, and they got held up, because they document each individual who coming in and out of the country. They want to know what you do, when you do it, how you do it, and why, and what for. So, other than that, we made it out safe. Once because I panic, I frantic. I finally pulled up, me and my brothers, and then when it got to my sons, I forgot the password that I used for him. And so I reset it, and then he got his, and he went through, and I went through, my brother went through fine after we showed the barcode to the young lady. The only thing they want to see if it's negative. And then, even though I do testing every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks, sometimes I do it weekly, depending on how many people get contact in our business. But anyway, once we got through there, what's so lovely is going through the path. There's across the street, smooth sailing is your rental car services. Very inexpensive, well worth it, real quick and fast. They get you out, get you in. You check in, and you go to the next lady. She show you your car, check and pay. She show you the car. The second lady wants to go to the garage, show you your options, and then you get in the car. You go down. Their cameras circle. They got cameras to see where any dents on your vehicle. So they ain't playing no games. And then they release you out. They give you your paperwork. You go on. Then you check back in. Other than that, back to this is the restaurants. If you have been If you have not been have not had the shot, you run complications because some people will turn your service down. You can order online and have it delivered, but you cannot go in the establishment because they don't have outdoor seating. So remember that. If you find a restaurant, some restaurants have outdoor seating and they will service you, but you still have a mask required. And someone will let you in and sit down with your mask and eat and go out, but their doors are wide open. But those that have closed during, they are not going to let you sit in. You can order the food if they have delivery service and have it pick it up or have it delivered. They do have Uber Eats and all that stuff here too. We didn't do no Uber. We did rent a car, which I was so glad because it can be a disaster. You won't go. You be limited on where you can go. Other than that, for the protocol coming back, per the health department, what they want you to do even before you come back, this is what they want you to do. Every day they want you to check in via email. So Sarah will send you an email. That's named what their little tag name. Sarah will ask you them 19 questions. If you have any of those symptoms, and if you are, you're going to get stuck here. You're going to be here 14 days. It's your responsibility to take care of your own expenses if you get sick with COVID. They're not playing. If you got any kind of fever, any kind of symptoms, you're going to have to quarantine. They want you to check and let you know how you're doing. I did notice they have a lot of medical clinics and stuff like that for COVID around. And they have CVS and Walgreens right down the street from the area that I'm in Condodo. But anyway, Condodo. For that, every day I have to go on my email and let them know my symptoms or if I have any symptoms, which I have not. And I forwarded it. They want to know what we're doing at all times. So every day, that's what I have to do for me and my son to let them know, hey, no, we're good. We don't have no fever. Nobody has reported us having a fever going into those different stores. Nobody hadn't put us on point and say, oh, they running a high grade fever. And they are posted up with hand sanitizers, touchless, and they wrist temperature on point. On majority of all restaurants. It's very few that don't have the stand-up kind that you put your wrist in and take your temperature. And it has hand sanitizer squirt now. But the ones they still have the traditional way like we have. You can squeeze and you can take it on your hand. Most of their temperature are taken on the hand. I've never seen any forehead temperature taken here in this country. They do it by the wrist. Other than that's everywhere we go, except the hotel. The hotels, you go in, they have hand sanitizer and stuff like that, but their isolation is that you stay in your quarters, and if you're out in the hallways, elevators, restaurants, to try to keep your mask on if you're not eating or drinking. Don't just walk around here free-falling, going into the gift stores. And that's in the majority of all the hotels. Now, if you don't have tests, you ain't getting in the hotels. So for you not to take the test, it's silly to come here and not have your test results or don't have your card, because even if they ask for the telephone number, even where you got your testing, so that you can't even fake this stuff. They want the telephone number so you can give them the actual place where you got your test. So they're not playing with you out. So you either take the test or you get a shot, and you still gotta come with your shot record. So they're not showing y'all no favoritism just because you got a shot. You gotta do the same thing as other people. I don't care what these people telling you. You still gotta do the same thing, because they know that you it's not guaranteed. None of it is. Mask on, mask off, shot or no shot is not guaranteed. That's one thing about it. So they just doing what they do. They have a little more stricter guidelines. I can't say they're more strict in Puerto Rico, and it's a good thing, not a bad thing. If you got a problem with staying safe, then you don't need to go nowhere. Stay where you at. Other than that, over these tips for you. So remember, in airlines, all you have to do is go to their front counter. Majority of tickets, they take off those fees, those flight fee, those transportation fees, international fees, when you walk to the counter. That's the most of the time that you get a lower rate. A lot of time they do run specials, so even if they had a ticket for $80, you went to the counter, they've been in knocked $40 off depending on what the price is, and they would have gave you a $39 round trip ticket. That's a lot of times that's how people get low cost going inside of the airline. So these are tips to help you save money and keep the money for your spending and shopping and going on, and join memberships in the hotels because they have perks too. Enjoy the perks. Collect your points. Some have points. Some have perks. You know, the perks here. Got a T-shirt. Got a drink. Complimentary drinks. I got additional complimentary drinks. Discount in the dining area. Discount in the gift shops. So every hotel, no matter how fine it is, what it is, just make sure you register for all those memberships. No matter what hotel, get involved. Because the more you come, the more better perks you get and lower rates you have. And at this hotel, it's the Condo Ocean Beach. No, it's the Condo Ocean Club. They do have perks based on how many days you come. Their perks is the more you stay, the better discount you get. So it may say 5 all the way up to 15 or 20%. 15% discount the longer you stay. That's their perks. And other than that, because we started out, it was $300, and ended up, because we extended our stay, it was like close to $300, $279 a night, $249 for one of the nights. But when we extended, what they did is level it out, gave us $246 per night. So they knocked a big chunk of that off of the stay. Other than that, that's all I have for you. Travel, travel, travel. Don't let COVID hold you up. Just be safe, because you can catch COVID anywhere. You can catch any bloodborne pathogen anywhere. So people forget, bloodborne pathogens has always existed. COVID is just one of those milestones that we're going through. And so even though the health department ain't never put it on your mind, on a consistent basis, you should have been protecting yourself, because there's other bloodbornes that are more deadly than COVID. So just keep safe. That's all you can do, is try to do cleanliness and be aware of your surroundings and the people that you come in contact. Because everybody ain't clean. And some people could be nasty and sick, and you'll never know. So stay safe.